The deeper we look into the past, the more we realize how little we actually know. History is not a straight line, but a labyrinth of shadows and whispers. What happens when those whispers become undeniable truths? For every official record, there exists a parallel narrative, one that was intentionally buried, denied, and dismissed as fiction. These are the stories that live in the margins, stories of projects so audacious they had to be kept secret. But secrets, no matter how deeply buried, have a way of surfacing. We are about to explore 5 such truths, each one a testament to the fact that reality is often far stranger and more unsettling than any story we could invent. Number 5. Project MKUltra. It began with a whisper, a chilling rumor of mind control experiments conducted in the shadows. For years, the official line was clear. It was a paranoid fantasy, the stuff of pulp novels. But behind the curtain of national security, a very real and disturbing program was underway. The CIA, in the throes of the Cold War, sought to unlock the secrets of the human mind, not to heal it, but to weaponize it. They explored methods of psychological manipulation on unwitting subjects, citizens who had no idea they were part of a vast, unethical experiment. When documents were finally declassified, the horrifying truth was confirmed. The whispers were real. It makes you wonder how many lines were crossed in the name of security, and what other secrets from that era are still waiting to be unearthed. Number 4. The Tuskegee Study. In 1932, a group of African-American men in rural Alabama were told they were receiving free government health care. It was a lie. In reality, they were subjects in a study to observe the natural progression of untreated syphilis. The United States Public Health Service watched for 40 years as these men suffered, deteriorated, and died, withholding treatment long after a cure was widely available. Officials denied any wrongdoing, framing it as a legitimate scientific endeavor. It wasn't until a reporter broke the story in 1972 that the public learned the full, horrifying scope of the deception. The project wasn't an accident, it was a deliberate, 4-decade-long betrayal of trust, a scar on the conscience of a nation that reminds us to question who a system is designed to protect and who it is designed to exploit. Number 3. Operation Northwoods. Imagine a scenario where the US military planned to stage attacks on its own people just to justify a war. It sounds like the plot of a political thriller. In the 1960s, it was a very real proposal. Operation Northwoods was a plan presented to the Secretary of Defense, outlining a series of false flag operations. The proposals included staging attacks on American cities, sinking ships, and even fabricating evidence to blame Cuba, all to create public support for an invasion. For decades, its existence was denied, relegated to the world of conspiracy theory. Then, declassified documents brought the shocking proposal to light. The plan was ultimately rejected, but its very creation is a chilling reminder of how far some are willing to go in the halls of power. The line between protecting a country and deceiving it can become terrifyingly thin. Number 2. The Gulf of Tonkin Incident. It was the event that plunged the United States deeper into the Vietnam War. In August 1964, the public was told that North Vietnamese patrol boats had launched an unprovoked attack on a US destroyer in the Gulf of Tonkin. This narrative was used to pass a resolution that gave the president broad authority to escalate military action. For years, this was the official story, but doubts lingered. Insiders whispered that the event was either misrepresented or never happened at all. Decades later, declassified intelligence reports confirmed those whispers. The second attack almost certainly did not occur. It was a phantom event, a product of misinterpretation and eagerness for conflict. A ghost ship in the night changed the course of history, leading to a war that cost millions of lives. The truth was not a casualty of war, it was the first victim. Number 1. The NSA's PRISM program. The idea that the government was secretly collecting the private data of millions of its own citizens seemed to many like an Orwellian fantasy. It was the stuff of dystopian fiction, a level of surveillance that felt impossible in a free society. Officials repeatedly denied such widespread domestic spying, assuring the public that their privacy was protected by law. Then in 2013, a trove of classified documents was leaked, revealing the existence of PRISM. The program gave the National Security Agency direct access to the servers of major tech companies, allowing them to collect emails, search histories, and files. The denials became untenable. The fantasy was real. We learned that in the digital age, the walls of our private lives were far more transparent than we ever imagined, forcing a global conversation about the cost of security and the true meaning of privacy in a world that is always watching. The truth doesn't disappear, it simply waits. It hides in redacted documents, in the whispers of whistleblowers, in the anomalies of history that refuse to be explained away. These 5 projects, once dismissed as fiction, are now part of our recorded past. They serve as a stark reminder that the world we see is only a fraction of the world that is. And it begs the question, what other truths are still out there, waiting in the shadows, ready for their moment to come into the light?